Hello friends, I recently cleared my Snowflake certification at first attempt. I wanted to score nearly 100% but made a couple of silly mistakes. Hence, I decided to share my learning and my mistake experience via these video tutorials and help others to score 100% in this Snowflake SnowPro core certification exam. Snowflake is the future of cloud native data warehouse, if not forever, at least for next 5 to 7 years for sure. And Snowflake certification holds a lot of value in the market, so your choice is right. If you find this tutorial series meaningful and time saving for your exam preparation, please subscribe to my channel and share your experience via the comment box. I recommend you to watch my important video covering complete preparation guide on the certification exam. So today's topic is region, edition and pricing concept. This is a very small topic and primarily cover the theoretical part of that. You don't need to have a lot of technical hands-on. However, this is an important topic and that's why I want to cover it in detail. Around 2 to 5 questions may come in the Snowflake core certification exam. Key differentiator from this subject area are region provided disaster recovery, multi-geo location availability for compliance purpose, different editions which supports continuous data production, security and additional compliance, competitive pricing over other cloud data analytics platform. This area does not need any hands-on. However, how to choose the right solution for your customer and for your specific use case, that's what is being checked during the certification. If you get 2 to 3 questions, one of them will try to confuse you, and hence understanding this subject area is very, very important. If you look into the certification syllabus, there is a specific area which expect you to understand the Snowflake pricing and region. So let's talk about the Snowflake edition. Snowflake comes in 4 flavors: standard, enterprise, business critical, and virtual private Snowflake, which is called VPS. Most of the features are available in standard editions. There are a couple of specific features which is being supported in higher version of Snowflake edition. For example, standard edition support 24/7, one-day time travel, and many other things. Enterprise edition support multi-cluster, and any other higher version over enterprise also support this. 90 days time travel, materialized views, these are the important concepts which you need to remember, which is the version or the minimum version which supports 90 days time travel. Business critical support everything which is supported by the enterprise, plus is had compliance related features and private link, along with that database failure and failback for business continuity. VPS is a special kind of edition which supports everything which is supported by the business critical. It also has a dedicated meta store as well as customer dedicated virtual servers wherever encryption key is in the memory. I have listed down all the differentiator here, which is not available in standard, but available either in enterprise or business critical. Rest, everything which is not listed here is applicable across all the editions. So primary questions are asked sometime that multi-cluster warehouse is supported by enterprise and above, and 90 days are supported by enterprise and above. So that kind of questions will come. So you make sure that you have a very clear understanding about these feature differences. There is another concept which is called capacity or on-demand account. So you have the virtual warehouses, which is the compute of your warehouse. Along with that, you also pay for the storage. So storage comes in 2 flavor: on-demand and capacity storage. So on-demand storage is primarily, generally we get it right when we subscribe for it, but the capacity can be also requested from the Snowflake account. So the key point which I want to highlight, primarily focusing based on the certification, the extended time travel, either it could be 1 day or 90 days based on the edition. Secure views versus materialized views. Materialized views are possible only in enterprise edition and higher. However, secure views and secure UDF are across all the editions. Failover disaster recovery versus replication. Replication can be done across the account, but failover, which support the continuity of business, is specific to business critical applications. Can replication be established between two accounts when they are set up in a different region? So this kind of questions will come which will confuse you. Answer is no. Data sharing is possible between two accounts when they are available in the different region. This is also no. All the queries are encrypted when viewed from the query history for all type of edition. No. For standard, enterprise, they are not encrypted and you can see the queries. Data sharing to all other account is possible in VPS edition. No, VPS does not allow any data sharing outside the VPS. 24 hours early access is possible for all type of edition. No, it is only possible standard and above. Fail-safe period is configurable for business critical edition. No, fail-safe is applicable across all the edition. VPS edition has its own cloud service layer. Yes, it has its own cloud service layer. Multi-cluster warehouse is available in all edition. No, it starts only from enterprise above. Any type of edition can opt for capacity or on-demand storage. Yes, this is true. Now let's talk about the region. You don't need to really remember everything about the region, but you just have to have certain things in mind, right? So AWS regions are available to make sure that you can have a disaster recovery or a continuity of business. You can replicate your data if you have a requirement where you want to give a multi-cloud support, right? So there are right now 22 regions across the world, 11 AWS, 3 GCP, and 8 Azure. Okay, and it is continuously growing, and Snowflake is trying to make more and more regions available. What is a key point which you have to remember? For exam point of view, each Snowflake account is located in a single region. Very important thing. If you wish to use Snowflake across a multiple region, you must maintain a Snowflake account in each of this desired region, right? So for any different purpose, like for a latency purpose and all those things, if you want to maintain a multiple region, you can do that one, but each of this region will be considered as a separate region or separate Snowflake account. There are government regions too. Generally, questions will not be asked from this area. Snowflake does not move data between accounts. Very important things from the security point of view. So you say Snowflake does not move any data across the region or across the account. Okay, it is done only by the user based on their need. Snowflake features and services are identical across regions. True, they are generally identical unless otherwise there are a specific thing which is not supported by the cloud platform. There are some differences in unit cost for credit and data storage between the region. True. Another factor that impact the unit cost is either your Snowflake account is on demand or a capacity. So primarily your warehouse cost and your storage cost are decided by the region, not anything else. There are another aspect which I try to focus quickly. I am not sure if questions will be asked, but it is good to know. A host name for Snowflake account is start with the account name provided by the Snowflake and end with the Snowflake domain. So it could be like account_name.snowflakecomputing.com. Okay, all region except AWS US West will have a region ID and the cloud provided as a prefix. So you can see this example. This is also important thing. VPS edition follows a different URL structure. Documentation doesn't talk about it much. Your organization can have a vanity URL like mycompany.snowflakecomputing.com. When you use a connector like Python or Snowflake, your account ID will be the account number followed by the region. There is one more important thing which I would like to highlight here, and this is important for exam point of view. So there could be a question which will say, can I share the data, or what is the mechanism to share the data across the region? So that is only possible through the replication. And if I want to share the data between AWS and Azure, this is the only mechanism you can share the data. So the global Snowflake utilizes database replication to allow data provider to securely share data with the data consumer across different regions and the cloud platform. Cross-region data sharing is supported for Snowflake account hosted on AWS, Google Cloud Platform, or Microsoft Azure. So a question, true or false, can be asked from the second point. So make sure that you memorize this picture properly, and then you would be able to answer anything. Let's talk quickly about the pricing. As I told you earlier, the pricing is primarily decided, or pricing is a driving factor based on how much compute is used and how much storage is used. But what is a unit cost? Unit cost doesn't depend upon the cloud platform. It primarily depends on in which region you are basically choosing the cloud platform. So whether you go for AWS Web Services with US East, or whether you go for Microsoft Azure on East US, okay, the prices are still same for warehouses as well as for on-demand or capacity storage. You can see the screen. So let's talk quickly about the key point. Snowflake can be hosted in all the three major cloud platforms. Some kind of question will surely come. Differences in unit cost for credit and data storage are calculated by region, not by any other factor. Some data transfer billing charges may apply when loading data from the file stage across the different platforms. So you might have staged your file in Google Cloud and you're accessing it from the AWS. So there would be some network charges which would be applied. However, it would not be very high. Loading and unloading data from and to Snowflake to cloud provider may incur some cost. So important thing to remember. Data can be loaded from any cloud storage irrespective of your Snowflake account region, and it may incur some data. So the first point is very important, that you can load data from any cloud storage. There is no such limitation. So you can define a stage which will be S3 or Azure Blob or GCP storage. Okay, now let's practice some of the questions which we have studied in our previous sections, and I am just having this disclaimer. These are the mock representation questions from my exam experience and are indicative. The scope and the content of the future exam may evolve, and I request you to follow the documentation as a first goal. So the first question is, Snowflake storage capacity can be pre-purchased for a lower price. Think of answer. Which minimum Snowflake license allows data sharing capability? So this is a very likely question which may come in a different form. Okay, so we have basically four versions are given here. Choose the minimum one. The third question is that which minimum Snowflake license provide the fail-safe feature? We discuss about that point. Which of the following Snowflake edition allow only a maximum of 1 day of time travel? A simple question to answer. What is the lowest Snowflake edition that allows customer dedicated virtual warehouse? So we have seen that point in our feature matrix. Which minimum Snowflake license allows multi-cluster data virtual warehouse capability? Which minimum Snowflake license provides up to 90 days of travel time? Easy one. The Snowflake edition your organization chooses and the region determine the unit cost for the credit and the data storage. I think it is an easy one too. VPS account do not share any resources with account outside the VPS. Easy one. What is the account number in the Snowflake URL? So just read the URL and try to answer the right one. An organization building business critical data applications. So our organization is building a data engineering things and can set up a single business critical Snowflake edition hosted in a multiple region to ensure disaster recovery. Is it possible? Just think. A data sharing is possible between two Snowflake account provision in a different region only if it is a business critical Snowflake edition. This is also a simple question trying to confuse you. Just think and answer it. In this URL, what is the Snowflake computing? Is an account number, region, cloud platform, or SaaS provider? So I hope all those questions really force you to think, okay? And these are not a very complex question. If you have really practiced and understood the foundation of Snowflake, you would be able to answer it properly. So let's quickly go through the answer. So first one we discussed, that is Snowflake storage capacity can be pre-purchased for a lower price. This is true. We can have on demand and capacity. Which minimum Snowflake license allows data sharing capability? Data sharing capability is applicable across all the editions. Which minimum Snowflake license provide the fail-safe feature? Fail-safe is also applicable across all the things. So minimum is the standard. Which of the following Snowflake edition allow only a maximum of 1 day time travel? That is standard. Rest of them are having 90 days time travel. What is the lowest Snowflake edition that allows customer dedicated virtual warehouse? So customer dedicated virtual warehouse is all the warehouses are customer dedicated. They are not shared with anybody else. So answer is the standard and above everything having a dedicated virtual warehouse. Which minimum Snowflake license allows multi-cluster, which is an elastic cluster feature? It is enterprise above. Which minimum Snowflake license provide 90 days? So enterprise above provide 90 days. The Snowflake edition your organization chooses and the region determine the unit cost for the credit and the data storage. True. VPS account do not share any resources with outside the VPS. True. What is the account number in the Snowflake URL? So that TH77881 is the account number, US East 1 is a region, and Azure is the cloud provider. An organization building business critical data application can set up a single business critical Snowflake edition hosted in a multiple region to ensure disaster recovery. No, that is not possible. This statement is false. If you have to have a disaster recovery, you need to have a 2 account, and then you have to set up the data replication. A data sharing is possible between 2 Snowflake account provision in a different region only if it is a business critical Snowflake edition. No, this is a false statement. This is not possible in Snowflake in any edition. In the URL yz9213.apsouth.aws.snowflakecomputing.com. What is the Snowflake computing? Snowflake computing is nothing but a platform as a service. So it is a platform as a service which you choose. So these are the resources and documentation link. Please make sure that you at least visit those documentation once and reinforce your understanding. Explore. In case if you have a vanity URL, how would you check what is your current version? Now, if you have a vanity URL, how would you know in which region or with which cloud provider your system is hosted? So we can try it out here. So you can see that if you use a control UDF, which is called current region, it will give you that this is what the current region. By looking at the name, you know that it is hosted on an AWS platform. So even if you have a vanity URL which does not disclose, you can still try that one. The another things which I would try to explain you that how do you know whether you have an enterprise and above edition or not? Okay, so you can go to this screen and click on that. If you are getting the scaling policy and auto suspended, these features are available only when you can have an elastic warehouse setup available.
Thank you for watching this video and wish you all the best for your Snowflake SnowPro core certification exam. If you find any incorrect information or incorrect answer or inappropriate explanation, please share your feedback via the comment section and I will try to rectify it.